Numerous administrative issues, if not addressed at the right time, can pose as a problem to the smooth functioning of a school. Talking heads serve as an example to manage these issues better.
Our today's talking head is Kuldeep Singh, principal of Shaheed Anusuya Prasad Senior Secondary Government Boys School in Ambedkar Nagar. And Kuldeep Singh showed us how purchase and student benefit schemes, if implemented properly, can be a great asset for a school.
Dear friends, we know that about this purchase procedure, which is an integral part of any institution and very important part for a principal. Initially, the purchase of either from the PWF or our MSA or UE or whatever the purchase procedure we follow, which are the funds sanctioned by the DOE, we are supposed to call tenders. And for when we call the tenders must be advertised properly. But after giving that particular advertisement, if the tender form is received by the concerned parties, that particular tender form must be dispatched properly. And after, there should be a particular specific time period in which the filled tender must be returned back to your office. When we get that particular tender filled in a specific committee of the comprising principals and some authority must be constituted, and it will be appreciable if we can involve some of the SMC member and the students also, and open the tender and try to make a comparative chart and as per the demand you are having for a school. We should call all department holder teachers or any stockholders, and we should ask for the demand for that particular annual year or for that quarter of the year. Then afterward, we should prepare a demand note, and that particular demand note must be given to the person who has won the tender. When the articles are supplied by the concerned supplier, he should come with the work order as well as challan. So after getting that particular all supply from that supplier, you should ask a verification committee which you have already constituted in a school and verification committee must be constituted for each month, comprising at least one PGT, two TGTs, and equally the gender must be taken in consideration. So some female teacher may also be considered while constituting a verification committee. When verification committee has verified the articles which have been supplied by that particular supplier, the things comes for the entry, the stock register entry, and that particular stock register entry must be tallied again by the physical verification committee, and then it should come to you for final getting the signature and the payments. For local market purchase or a small purchase, we can constitute a purchase committee. In that purchase committee, we can have at least one PGT, two TGT, two students, and one SMC member. We can send for the local tenders from the local vendors, when they just can have a comparison of the particular purchase if the purchase is beyond 15,000 rupees. If it is within the 15,000 rupee, still it is advisable that purchase committee must go to all vendors and try to compare the competitive prices for the commodity, and then collectively they should decide to purchase that particular thing. But before purchasing, they are supposed to take the consent of the principal, and when principal sits with that particular purchase committee after the market survey, they finalize it in that particular meeting that we can purchase this thing because the sample provided by the vendors are also competitive and suiting to our requirement and the prices. Then only we should purchase from the local market. Otherwise, most of the time, the purchases must be done through the tender process to avoid any complexities. I made two types of committees. First committee is called purchase committee. Second is called verification committee. And in purchase committee, whenever we go for the local market purchase, the student and SMC members are playing a major role. It gives more way of the transparency and everybody feels an ownership about that particular purchase. Apart that, when the purchase has been done and the articles have been procured from the local market, the priority is given for the verification of the articles whether the sample supplied or to the particular purchase committee matches to our purchase or not. And secondly, we promote our purchase committee to go to the Kendri Bhandar or some government sponsored shops. So such issues are nullified because the quality is already maintained there. So in this way, we are doing this particular local purchase. As far as the second purchase, which is called tender purchase, we are maintaining total transparency. We are inviting various tenders. This is called multiple tender mechanism, and we are giving particular sufficient time so that maximum vendors can fill the tender form. And in this way, we are able to minimize the chances of corruption and bring more and more transparency in financial dealing, because the message has gone to the students and teachers that they are involved in the purchase process.
So if this school has benefited from following such a method, your school can benefit too.